really looking forward to this one.
Thank you so much. Thank you also, Sean. Before the presentation starts, I will introduce myself later. If you can just stop the presentation for a sec. Just want to say something before. So before I start, Sean asked me, have an inspiring speech. They should go out and they should all be inspired. That would be actually exactly the same if I tell you, go back to your countries and make sure all your volunteers are engaged. Quite difficult, so I will try really my best to inspire you. And I brought you a topic which is very close to my heart because it's my profession. So we can start the presentation now. So the presentation is called The New Way of Learning. And actually, I'm not talking about the new way of learning. I'm actually talking about the old way of learning. The way of learning that we actually forgot in the last 100, 200, 300, 500 years. So the main question is actually, how do we get back again? So normally we all talk about learning. I heard a lot of nice buzzwords today, engaging, leadership, blah, blah, blah. So the main question is actually, why do we want people to learn? And the answer to that one is because we want to fill a gap. We think people are not good enough in what they do at the moment, right? So that's why we send them most of the time into the various training programs. And here you have a beautiful picture of my company, Zurich Insurance, those who truly love. And you see people really sitting around and we think, yeah, we bring them together. And afterwards they will know how to sell more. Or they will know and understand how to go better about a specific skill. Or we send them these nice links to e-learnings, right? You all know them, these 30 minutes things where you click through and you ask yourself at the end of the day, what the hell was I doing the last 30 minutes? Right? And we know that. And actually, this is where our money goes to. A lot of money. I'm not telling you what we are spending at Zurich. It's a 2-digit million number for our 55,000 people. So actually very, very high. But the question is that really necessary? So 95% of all our spending, and I'm sure actually, if I go to your national societies, 95% of your spending will go into formal training as well. The typical training into classroom, leadership programs, blah, blah, blah. But actually, this is not how we learn. This is how we learn. We learn 70% of everything that we do on the job. 20% from other people, and 10% only from the course. So the question is, so why do we put so much money into a training course? Because it's easy. But look at this picture here. This is 2,000 years ago. People were running out and were hunting down mammoth. So there were no classroom training where people sit together and thought about, oh, what's the strategy today? They just went out and they just tried it out, right? They were hunting down people. So here are some really practical tips that I really like you to do in your national entity. This one is observing people. I heard in my group today that they're very interested in running the same workshop as we do today, right? So you know what? Observe Sean and Dean, how they do it. That's the best way to learn. This is the most important picture of today. Leadership. Put people in leadership position. Let them do, let them try out, let them fail. And help them again to recover and come back. We're so afraid of these people who are trying out new things to put them in leadership positions. But actually, that's what keeps them engaged with an organization. That's why people actually have a lot of passion in doing that. And don't go just about the task and task and task. Give them really the opportunity to lead from the top. And this is really key, because if you don't do that, they will leave you one day. This is one quote from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. This is actually what we are doing today, tomorrow, yesterday, and hopefully what you're going to do in the future. You learn from each other. If I went through the various workshops that you had, wow, that was really amazing, guys. I could listen to you, how you shared your experience, and all of a sudden, I saw a lot of people sitting there and thinking, that's quite interesting. I've never thought about that. So to keep that momentum, maybe try mentoring in your organization. If you have full-time staff and if you have volunteers, pair them up. Let the volunteers try out things and understand what they can do. So this is actually a main message. Do what you can, where you are, with what you have. Or as I call it always, action speaks louder than words. Right? We can talk about nice concept, nice policies, nice governance guidelines. Wow, they're so boring, right? So think big and start small. Start with the really practical things. Put people in leadership position. Work together, collaborate, sit together. Go away from classroom. Again, 10% are education, 20% are learning from each other, and 70% are learning on the job experience. Open up your hearts and you will learn from each other. The last slide is actually a song from Alanis Morissette, which I learned or heard for the first time when I was 19. You live, you love, you cry, you lose, you bleed, you scream, and you all will learn. Thank you very much.